So I'll start off by saying that my story does have a happy ending. It didn't start off that way, but thankfully my moral compass helped guide me to making the right decision. To start things off, my name is Wendy, and I've worked for Atlas Inc. for many years in the company's human resources department. It's been my job to hire and train new employees. I also help settle disputes between employees. Well, one day the owner of the company, Francis, came to my office and sat on my desk. He was always being a bit too forward like that, and while it did make me uncomfortable, I knew that it was fairly harmless as it never amounted to more than just light flirting.
Hey there, Wendy. So I need for you to hire me an assistant.
Oh? Did Margaret find a new job?
My current assistant? No, she's wonderful, but I fear that she has too much work for just one person. Here, this is the resume for the person that I want to hire. Please contact them and get them trained as soon as possible.
Sure, I'll get right on that.
Excellent. By the way, that top looks wonderful on you. If you keep dressing like that, though, it may be too distracting to everyone in the office.
He winked and then left my office. Once he was gone, I let out a shiver at the gross comment. I then looked at the resume, and I was surprised to see that the woman that he wanted to hire had 0 qualifications for the position. Normally, I wouldn't look twice at her resume, but Frances had insisted, and so I called her up and asked her to come in the following day for training. The next day, the young woman came in, and I was stunned to see that she was not only very young, but gorgeous as well. Hi there, Lisa. Frances asked me to bring you in and get you trained so that you can get to work as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's great and all, but he didn't mention when I would get paid and how many hours I would need to work.
Well, we work a standard shift here. 9 to 5 weekdays, and we get paid every Thursday. I'm not sure what you discussed with Frances as far as pay, but you'll get your first paycheck next Thursday.
Seriously? I have to wait that long? Fine, whatever.
I was floored. She was very clearly not a good fit to be an assistant to the owner of the company, but I did what I was told to do. After I had given her all the standard information for a new employee, I sent her over to Margaret to be trained. 4 hours later, Margaret stormed into my office and slammed the door shut behind her.
Why on earth did you hire that idiot?
Whoa there. What's wrong?
First off, I'm worried that Francis is trying to replace me with her, but if he does, then he'll be royally screwed.
Is she really that bad?
That bad? Oh, she's worse than bad. I tried to teach her how to put files away, and she pulled out nail polish and started doing her nails while I tried to teach her. When she went out for lunch, she joined Francis. They took a 2-hour lunch, and when they came back, he reeked of her perfume. I can only imagine what they did on their little outing.
I suspected that maybe he wanted to hire her because of something like that.
Well, then you suspected correctly, because I just walked into his office and she was giving him a shoulder massage. As HR, I'm sure that you know that that isn't a part of an assistant's job description.
No, that most definitely isn't. I'll look into it, Margaret. I don't know what to do just yet, but I'll come up with something. I felt bad for Margaret. There wasn't much that either of us could do really, but not long after Margaret left, Francis walked into my office and once again sat on my desk.
Hello, Wendy. So I assume that Margaret came and spoke with you earlier, yes?
You know that I can't divulge when employees come and speak with me, Francis.
Yes, I know. It's just that it would be better if she had come and spoken to me directly. I truly love having her work for me. It's just that I promised Lisa that I could get her a job and well. I always produce on my promises.
I could tell by the way that he was looking at me that he could tell that I was uncomfortable. As if it wouldn't make things worse, though, he reached out and gripped my knee and began rubbing it. My skin crawled at his touch.
Listen, I understand that this is an awkward position for you to be in, but if you play ball, then I'll make it worth your while. Lisa doesn't have to be the only one appreciating the benefits of my company. Perhaps we could go out for dinner tonight and discuss this further over a few glasses of wine?
Thanks for the offer, but unfortunately I have plans for tonight.
As you wish. Another night, perhaps.
Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some paperwork I need to file before I leave for the day. He winked at me and then left my office. I felt disgusted. Not only did he force me to hire his mistress, but now he was trying to rope me into his extramarital affairs as well. And that's when it hit me. His wife. Before I could even think about what I was doing, I dialed her number. Hello? Mrs. Scott?
Hello, Wendy. It's been a while since we've spoken. How are you doing?
Not very good, actually. Listen, your husband had me hire someone, and I feel that it's important for me to let you know who she is.
Oh? I think I might know where you are going with this, but please explain in detail. I have my suspicions, but I need confirmation.
He forced me to hire some young woman named Lisa, and he went for a long extended lunch with her and came back smelling of her perfume. Both Margaret and I think that she is his mistress, and if that wasn't bad enough, he just came into my office and offered to take me out for drinks, if I kept my mouth shut and just let him have his fun.
Yeah, that is a very hard place for him to put you in. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Send me a copy of her resume and leave the rest to me. I promise you that I will take care of this. And unlike my husband, my promises actually mean something.
I knew that I had made the right choice. Mrs. Scott was a wonderful person, and I felt terrible that she was put into this position. That day I went home and felt confident that she would indeed take care of everything. In the morning, I noticed that Francis's car wasn't in the parking lot, although he did sometimes come in late. However, he never showed up. For the next week, he was absent as well, and I was forced to take on the duties that he would normally do. It was rough for me, as I had my own tasks as well, but I put in the overtime and made sure that everything got done. The next week, I showed up Monday morning and was surprised to see Mrs. Scott in my office. She was smiling from ear to ear.
Hello there, Wendy. I'm very sorry that you've had a rough week last week.
It's okay. It was hard, but we managed just fine.
Well, that is all going to change. I have some wonderful news for you. But first, I need you to hire a new HR person.
Wait? What? Are you firing me?
No, not even remotely. I'm promoting you. That is, if you want the position. You see, I contacted my lawyers and they told me that I had the legal right to fire my husband from the company because I owned a greater share than he did. Part of our prenuptial agreement stated that if there was ever any infidelity, then the offending party lost their rights to the business as well as the house and assets, which means that I'm the sole owner.
So what does that mean exactly?
Well, that means that Lisa and Francis are fired, and if you want his job, then it's all yours. It will, of course, mean that you will get paid what he did, which means that your pay will double, and that Margaret will be your assistant. What do you say?
What else could I say? I, of course, accepted her generous offer. It was way too good to pass up. After that, I became the CEO of the company, and while it took me a while to become a good leader, I had Mrs. Scott to lean on for guidance. The higher pay was wonderful, and it allowed me to finally be able to buy my first home. I never did find out exactly what had happened to Francis, though. There were rumors that he tried to get a job with a rival company, but I knew people that worked there, and they told me that he had never been hired. After that, there were rumors that he was working at a grocery store stocking shelves and living in a small bachelor apartment. As for Mrs. Scott, she remarried, and her new husband is a wonderful man and treats her like a queen. I just hope one day to find a man half as good as her new husband. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. Like the video for the algorithm.